Welcome back
to TAE Time
Podcast.
Podcast.
How are you? How's everyone doing? I hope you're chilling. I hope you're having a good Sunday, whatever day it is, you know?
Emotional, damn.
Stop.
He was just playing a video, like right there, and it kept saying that on repeat.
Yeah, like if you know, you know. It's the Asian like TikTok / YouTube dude, and he's like emotional damage. I can't do it as good as him, obviously, but he does it very well, and he's very funny. So no, check out his stuff if you know who it is. Otherwise, just look it up and then you'll find out who it is. Yeah. But yeah, no, how's things? How have you been?
Do you know what? A really bad pain in my neck. Like I slept funny, and like it hurts to like.
Muscle tension in it.
Yeah.
Muscle tension in a joke. It's a serious problem.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. How about yourself?
I'm good. Been good. Been chilling.
Have you seen our socials recently?
Oh, Nicola is so proud that she's just been doing her job.
I know.
Imagine being proud you were doing your job.
Hey, I'm not getting
it's
paid.
It's like imagine me being like, oh my god, have you seen that the podcast has been uploaded and edited every Sunday?
Yeah, it's impressive AF. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like obviously it is my job, but it's like there's no incentive of like payment or anything. So like it's just like I have to put in the effort.
It's not about money. It's about doing it because there are people who enjoy listening to us. Even if it's one person or two people, as long as they're listeners, and we enjoy doing it. And putting content out there. So that's like the whole point, you know?
No, I agree. It's very enjoyable. I think it was like that kind of like once you helped me figure out how to make them like mobile view and everything. I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I'm happy. Like I know what I have to do, and it's just much easier. So I guess the more you do it, the like easier it becomes. But it was just nice to like have stuff be put out there, and then people engaging with us or like answering on our polls what the day think. Because I feel like in our podcast we're asking them questions and stuff, but we don't really
get a response.
So it's cool. So I'm like,
probably have to do a live episode sometime soon, actually, you know, do it on Twitch or something, or YouTube and whatever.
YouTube has live, right?
Yeah, they both have live streaming and see, you know, get people in and be like, hey yo, what up, what's up, you know. And it'll be only live. I'm not gonna like record and upload it. I'm only gonna leave it live so that people who are there were there.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I feel like we should do that once we have like an X amount of followers, so it's like a milestone.
Yeah, we'll do when we have
1,000.
100.
We're at 71.
Yes. So no, not on Instagram. I'm talking about in general. Like I want to do it like 100 like subscriber special.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we're gonna live stream on YouTube, we might as well do 100 subscriber special, and then like. I don't even know how many followers we have to have on Spotify. I have to double check that. But yeah, no. Either way, enough of us bragging about ourselves and what we're doing. It's not brag.
It's sharing with the people who care, people who watch us stuff, you know?
Today, we are back in with Reddit stories of Am I the Asshole? So, as normal, I just essentially looked at the headline, saw that it wasn't too long of a story, and screenshot it and sent it to Nicola's phone and be like, hey, let's read these. So if these are shit, don't blame me. Like, blame whoever posted it. So it is what it is.
I'll tag their username. So that
exactly. They should feel bad, not me.
Yeah, so we have a couple of them here. And the first one that I'm going to read out, it's funny because it's one of the ones that I saved recently that I saw, and I was like, oh, we need to talk about this. So like, I'm just going to read it.
I haven't even read it, so I'm completely going in blind.
Yeah, I've read some of these. So, okay, so am I the asshole for telling my brother and his boyfriend to stop misleading people with their wedding rings when they're not actually married? Okay. I, 26 female, have an older brother, 27 male, who's been dating another guy, 30 male, for around 4 years. I don't have any issue with my brother being gay, but I have one with him wearing a wedding ring in order to pretend that he's married to him. You see, we live in a country where gay marriage is still not allowed. Romania.
Oh, damn. This hit close to home, huh?
Yep. But despite this, my brother and his boyfriend started wearing wedding rings recently. When I asked my brother about it, he told me that despite not being able to do it legally, they already consider themselves married spiritually, and they're hoping that one day gay marriages will be allowed to do legally as well, either by leaving the country or waiting till gay marriage are made legal here as well. While I think this is nice, I told him that they shouldn't be wearing wedding rings till they actually get officially married, as I think it's kind of distasteful. He told me that they're just a symbol of their love and that they're not hurting anyone by wearing them. But I disagreed. They're actively misleading people into thinking that they're actually married and, frankly, just making a mockery out of marriage.
Yeah, she is definitely the asshole in this scenario. The fuck? Like, it's not hurting anybody. Literally not hurting anybody. It's not, like, offending anybody. So why the fuck is she caring so much? Like, it's breaking the... Shut the fuck up. It's, like, marriage is a social construct, like every other thing in life. Like, literally, they can wear they can wear the rings and pretend to be married if they want. Like, you know?
It's a symbol.
Like, it's a symbol of whatever the fuck. Marriage is, like... Technically, you're only married when you sign papers. So, like, you can go to church all you want, but those wedding rings mean nothing until you've signed those fucking papers, you know?
Exactly, because isn't it the same thing as, like, being engaged? The only thing that makes you engaged is the ring.
It's like, I'm engaged because I have a ring on. There's no papers, there's no nothing, like, you know, whatever. Besides the fact that you did the act of I'm engaged, like, you know, it literally means nothing. And, like, as I said, like, the law doesn't see you married until you sign some papers, and God doesn't see you married until you do it in front of a fucking priest, like, or whatever, you know. So like in the end of the day, it's all just people deciding what blah blah blah. People can do whatever they want. Shut up. Like, it don't matter. It's not that deep. Allow the guy, allow them to have whatever they want to do, you know. Like, if it was a different story, like if you were like, if she was like worried for his safety, be like, oh, I worry that if they see both of you together, like maybe doing stuff, and they see the rings, they'll be like, what? And, you know, like, give you trouble. But even at that, I think when they see two lads with wedding rings on, they're going to think, oh, each of them has a wife.
Two married men. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just chilling. It's not going to be a situation of, like, whatever. You know, like, it doesn't look like he's out here trying to get bean in Romania. So, like, it looks like they're being smart about what they're doing anyway. So.
I don't think that in Romania there is, like, openly homophobic. Maybe they are in certain parts, but I think for the majority part, like, people are just gonna mind their business. And even if it's like a small town and people are like whispering and chatting shit about you, they're not gonna like physically assault you. Like, all that.
How is it, would you say, like, in Romania though, when it comes to like the state of, like, you know, being openly gay or like homophobia and stuff like that? How would you say it is? I'd say it's pretty like Eastern European.
It is pretty Eastern European. I think Romania made it to the news in like the West recently. I think it was because they didn't want to change the wording of, like, you know, male and female getting married.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So technically it's not legal to get this, same-sex marriage isn't legal. And but you know, at the same time, there is a lot more gay people, and I think it's like the younger generation growing up, they're a lot more like open to it, which is great. It's great to see, but I think it's still very backwards in terms of like Western trends and like how it's accepted here. Obviously you're gonna see a lot more in like the bigger cities. Like,
it's like what we talked before in like a previous podcast, the like Nigerian stereotypes debunked podcast, when we did that one. It's like, there's like, if you look like this infographic, it's actually very few parts of the world that actually openly accepts gay marriage. You know, it's really only the West. Everything else, like Eastern Europe, Africa, Middle East, South America, like only certain places in South America, like really like openly like have all these laws and stuff like that. You know, so it's like, obviously it's like changing times and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. But no, that's interesting.
I feel like the West is so, I don't think it realizes what is out there, and like there's so many different cultures, like we were saying, culture, religion, impact.
Very big impact, those things.
And these are things that people like in all over the world truly value still to this day. So they're not like openly atheist. Like, you're not doing that.
Especially in like in Eastern Europe, massive, very religious, very Christian, or like all those like ones, like communities, like they take religion very seriously there. So like obviously like in religion it says it's not allowed there, so people are like, no, you know. So like, you know, it is what it is, but you know, we'll see how it goes with time.
So actually one of the comments on this story, which I found really funny, but it was like, sometimes when I'm just like chilling, you know, my husband and my cat, I take my ring off and put on the cat's tail, and I tell my husband, now you're married to the cat. What does that tell you about how does that change your view of marriage then? Like, what does that say to you? And it was just funny, a bunch of people kind of like joking about like, oh, like the symbol of the ring and stuff. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that serious.
It's really not that deep.
It's just funny. So on to the next story. Am I the asshole for forcing my husband to sleep on the couch?
Forcing him? How did you force him?
This conflict is pretty recent. I, 29 female, used to use tampons for my periods, but due to medical reasons couldn't do it anymore. Now I'm using pads, which isn't a big of a deal, but my husband disagrees. He firstly complained about me not consulting him first, but like I said, it's not a huge deal like birth control. He then said he doesn't feel comfortable with me sleeping in bed wearing pads. This threw me off hard because I wasn't expecting him to have an issue on this regard, but he said it just doesn't feel comfortable for him and he would like me to use tampons at nighttime or sleep somewhere else. I laughed him off and kept sleeping on the bed while wearing my pads like there was no issue. This made him so uncomfortable, he basically took the couch, then started complaining about how I forced him on the couch by making him uncomfortable after he already offered me compromises. But I told him he was being a drama queen because his compromises are illogical. I wouldn't stop using pads and free bleed on the bed, nor risk my health and use tampons when the doctor advised against them. He's still upset with me, even though I'm no longer on my period, saying I owe him for making him uncomfortable and brushing off his complaints.
Bro, that's so sad. Like, what the fuck's that? Like,
I didn't expect it to take that turn.
Yeah, I know, that's pretty wild. But like, what's his problem with it? Like, I guess the question is, like, if you're wearing a pad to sleep, are you going to bleed on the bed?
So I think sometimes when you're wearing a pad for like a longer period of time, there's chances of it like leaking.
Yeah.
But during sleep, most women don't like bleed like that. Like you're walking around and whatever. So
like gravity's not taking effect on you. Like,
I don't know what the issue is. Like I think pad to bed makes sense because a tampon needs to be changed very frequently. Yeah. So if you're asleep, you just want to sleep and not have to worry about it. Like you just put on.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. I was like, maybe if it was a situation where it was like she's bleeding on the bed and he's very uncomfortable with like human whatever like on the bed, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not cool with that. I could kind of like see that point, some people are grossed out by that, whether it's like period blood or normal blood or whatever the hell. Like I would want him to be consistent in what it is. But
wouldn't that have had to already happen for him to come to that conclusion?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like whatever, like that maybe that's his problem. But it sounds more like just the idea of it is his issue, which is so stupid as hell because it's really not that deep. Like, and especially if the doctor is saying, yeah, don't do that. Don't do it. Like, why are you trying to force her? But yeah, no,
but I'm confused as to how it affects him personally.
I feel like it's like the situation. I think it doesn't affect him personally. I think it's just the idea of it that bothers him. I would only agree, as I said, is if like it was literally like on the bed as if she peed on the bed, and he's like, oh my God, this is disgusting, but like, it doesn't seem to be that scenario. Like, I don't think it's that deep. So like, I don't know why he's stressing over it, but man, he's just being a pleb. Yeah, no, you're not the asshole. Love, you're calm, innit?
Absolutely. I think from the very start, I was like, why are you forcing him to sleep on the couch? And then I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, why do men? Why do men?
Yeah.
Sometimes be like that. On to the next story. Am I the asshole for asking a small favor from a stranger at the airport? I, 29 male, am at the airport, small Midwest US domestic terminal. Okay. There's literally no one else at this gate or basically in the whole airport besides me and this lady with her son. I really needed to use the restroom since I was a bit late getting out of the hotel this morning and my bags are a bit disorganized from security checkpoint, plus I'm holding a coffee and sandwich I just bought. Bathrooms are right next to the gate we're sitting at, no more than 50 feet away. Now, before I go further with this, note that I'm a pretty experienced traveler as I lived abroad for a few years in several places. Usually, I never do this since I found most people want to be left alone at the airport.
Absolutely.
But I asked politely if the woman can just keep an eye on my bag. I'm sitting right in front of her while I go to the restroom. At this point, I'm about to pee my pants and I can't take a second to arrange everything to bring to the restroom with me. She stares at me dead in the eyes and replies harshly, "No, I can't." I honestly thought she was joking because of how blunt she was being. So I smile and say, no. She snaps at me and goes, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Can't you see I have enough going on here? No, I can't watch your bags. Sighing after muttering the last word and looking away. I apologize for bothering her and bring all my stuff in disarray to the restroom with me. Am I the asshole for even asking?
I don't think he's the asshole for even asking. Like, you know, like whatever. Like, obviously, like, I think airports have the rule that you shouldn't let other people wash your bags, or you have to watch your own bag or whatever. Like, obviously, and stuff like that. But, like, if I was the mom, I wouldn't deep it that much. I'm like, man's literally just going to go take a little wee and then come back. Like, you know, and yeah, I have my kid. I'm like, yeah, sure, go out. I'll literally just, like, side-eye it here and there, you know? You know, and that's what it is. And worst case, if it goes away, I'm like, oh, shit, man, sorry. I was looking at the kid and the thing was robbed. Sorry. You know, and they'd be like, oh, shit. And they'll be like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. But I'd literally just be like, oh, yeah, I don't mind. But, you know, like, I have to watch the kid as well. And then they're like, yeah, don't worry. I'll be real quick. You know, that's the response, I assume. And it's like, yeah, whatever. But I don't think he's the asshole for asking. But I don't think she's an asshole for saying no either. But at the same time, I feel like she could have gone a way better way than it. And being like, can't you see? I have enough going on right now. Maybe she was frustrated. Maybe
she had a kid with her.
Yeah, so. maybe she was very frustrated from the kid or whatever already, and so like that's her response. Like, okay, understandable. But like, I don't think anyone's an asshole in this situation. Really, I think it's just unfortunate. Like, you know,
I guess it's like catching two people at the bad time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like, what can you do? You know, it's just that scenario. Like, there's nothing more to it besides that. It's like, sorry, you know, like, sorry for disturbing you, and like she was just like not in the mood for it. You know.
So like I understand that airports can be very, very stressful and like high alert, whatever, and just like that kind of like responsibility of watching someone else's bag is like, I don't want to watch your shitty bag. Like, you know what I mean? And like at the airport, you see so many people always go with their luggages inside the bathroom, especially in the girls.
I fucking hate doing that.
You know, so but it is what it is. Like
at least I think for girls it's like okay, because I was thinking about that. Like, you know, like I think for girls, because y'all have stalls. I don't know how clean those stalls are, obviously, because girls are kind of messy.
There's nowhere else to.
Like, you have no idea stall. But for guys, I hate having to bring my bag. If I have a rollie, like if I have a carry-it, I don't give a fuck. But if I have a rollie, because there's just piss all over the fucking. Like near the urinals, and I have no intention of having my bag near that shit, and it pisses me off. So I just like literally carry it as I like working, trying to pee with one hand and holding my bag with the other, because I hate the idea of my roller touching that pee and then bringing it wrong. I just can't like.
No, girls' bathrooms are like, I've never had that.
Yeah,
you know. But I think if there is any issues, I'll just like leave it outside or whatever. But yeah, in this case, I feel like because they're waiting at the same terminal and everything, like
the gate, like literally,
lady, you're not going anywhere. Had she been going around to like some different country, like whatever, you know, that's a different story. Or if she was like, oh, I'm just sitting here for 5 minutes, I need to go somewhere else. But just being like, no, I'm gonna stay here, and when you come back from the bathroom, you're gonna still see me here. And I'm just gonna look at you.
Yeah, but she just didn't want the responsibility, honestly. But it is what it is, you know. You gotta allow people sometimes, you know. Sometimes they don't want to be a good Samaritan.
I know, they don't. And at the same time, like you said, it's understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Get into it. Okay, on to the next story. Am I the asshole for screaming at my sister in the middle of dinner?
Oh. What are you doing? Why are you screaming in dinner?
What could have initiated
That was
this?
me. My mother slapped the shit out of me, fam. What are you saying?
Okay. I'm still so mad over this. I, 17 female, have a sister, Emma, 22, and a stepsister, Yuna, 22.
Okay.
They never get along well. I literally grew up with my sister talking shit about Yuna and how she just has an easier life because she was pretty.
Wait, hold on. She said they never get along well, but is she referring, sorry to cut you off on the story.
No, it's okay.
I think, is she referring to herself? That, as in, because she said she has been shit talking Yuna the entire time.
No. So I grew up with my sister talking shit about
okay.
Yuna.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. I was just clarifying that.
Because she's prettier or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It has never been a secret that my sister thought that, and my parents think that too. So whenever Yuna was here, no one really tried to make an effort with her because she has it easy. I did my best to change this as I grew up, but Emma never did. It actually got worse. Nevertheless, she's still my sister and I love her. Emma has always been the golden child, so she gets away with lots of stuff. When they were 19, Yuna started dating this guy. I don't want to go into details, but he was just no good at all. Through this, Yuna stopped working since he said he wouldn't date a slut.
Wait, what? That makes no sense. She stopped working because... Yo, keep reading this story. Holy shit, bro. What?
Okay. So she started skipping classes, stopped going out with her friends, and coming to family dinners as often. It was really bad. Recently, they finally broke up though. I don't know what happened, and it isn't my business or anyone else's, but Yuna came to stay with us 3, and we were living all together with our parents again. This Tuesday, we all went out to have dinner with Emma and started questioning Yuna about her relationship. Just being there was uncomfortable already, and Yuna would refuse to talk to Emma, kept insisting our parents were pressuring her to talk to, which was awkward AF. It escalated quickly, and soon enough, Yuna started crying and just left to go outside. I went with her, and she was sobbing so violently I legit thought she would have a panic attack or something. I stayed with her until her Uber came, and then went back to the table. And I was raging. Now this is where I might have been the asshole. I started screaming at Emma about how she's a bitch and how she knows how hurtful her questions were, how she has always done this, blah blah blah. I also screamed at my parents for allowing it, but most importantly, I screamed at Emma. She didn't say or did anything at all, and we ended up leaving. My parents are so mad at me and Yuna now, and I was punished. And Emma just kept calling me names. I'm not really sorry, but I know I could have maybe handled it better or at least screamed in private. But I just know I just made a huge scene in public and hurt my sister.
Okay, I don't think you're an asshole. I do think she should have waited until after dinner, or she should have whispered, "That's wrong," and I'm really going to touch on this after, whatever, the bloody blah, or even talking quietly. Screaming, like, I get the anger, but screaming, like, when you're in a restaurant or whatever around a bunch of people.
Sometimes you just gotta, bro.
Nah, I don't, like, I hate bringing my business into other people, like, because they didn't consent to fucking listening to me beef my family, you know?
How many times have you sat in a restaurant and someone started beefing, you're like, cleaning your ears?
Yeah, you know, you're, obviously, it's juicy as the person on the other side, but still an inconvenience sometimes. Sometimes you have no interest in it. But, like, but I can see where she was coming from, because Emma sounds like a downright bitch. And you know what, Emma? You're ugly. You're ugly inside and outside.
That was so deep.
You know? How can you be giving this girl flack because she's good looking and being like, oh my gosh, she's had it so easy? No. What? You don't know what her life's like. You don't know.
Emma alone is making it hell.
You know, like, you don't know what she's dealing with, what she's going through. Oh, she's pretty. Like, yes, pretty privilege exists, but, like, that's not your problem, fam. You know, like, live your own life, you know? Like, god damn, you know? And then the parents are just as bad by letting Emma just continue to pile up on this girl, you know, just because it's Emma's the golden. Shut the fuck up. But and why is that your stepchild if you're going to let her rag on her? Because it has to be one of the parents, it's actual kid. So the fuck's going on here? You know?
Like, at one point, the girl who wrote the story even said that the parents agree that she has it easy in life. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Like, it's your kid, fam. Nah. Like, Emma is such a bitch for that. Like, you know, like, as I said, you're one. I feel like she would have been better if she did it screamed outside the place. But I still understand. I don't disagree with her doing it. I would have just said, wait. But no, that's like, though they needed to hear it. They needed to hear that, you know?
I feel like at sometimes in life, you just get fed up. And it doesn't matter if you're inside a house, in a restaurant, at a swimming pool, whatever it is, what it is. Sometimes you just gotta get it off your chest, you know? Yeah. I feel like maybe in this scenario, they're probably, like, the fact that she started crying and stuff in a public place, like she's probably raging like, how, like, look how you're making her feel in public.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So,
it's dickhead moves,
bit of
honestly.
embarrassment. Never hurt nobody.
It's some madness. It's some madness. Nah, I could never. I don't rate people like that, But you're ugly, fam. Shut up. I hope you hear this. You're ugly.
On to the next story. Am I the asshole for not agreeing to pay full rent with my first paycheck?
Okay.
Both my husband, 37 male, and I, 32 female, are freelancers and work from home. During COVID lockdown 2021, my husband got new clients and started earning 5 times his salary. We lived in a nice T2, but once he started earning more, he started to hate it. He said he needed more space and a better bathroom, and that if we work from home, we need a bigger place. He started looking for apartments and settled on this 4-bed, 250 meters penthouse duplex. It was gorgeous, but too big and more than double our rent. I didn't agree to it because in our 2-bed, he never helped with cleaning, and when I asked him to clean, it would end up in a fight for 2 days before he finally picked up a broom. I knew the house would cause more problems, and I'd be left with the cleaning. Plus, it was so expensive. I certainly couldn't afford it. I didn't want to move, but he insisted and promised that we would get some help, and he would take care of the rent. Just like I predicted, he never helped with the cleaning and said that I should cover the cost of weekly cleaner, seeing as he paid the rent. By this time, my husband hired me as a copywriter for his clients and had me on fixed salary. Obviously, I knew how much his clients were paying him, but because I didn't pay rent, I wasn't getting my full cut. Fine, I don't pay rent. I'm okay with that. I find it unfair, but can't be bothered to argue about it. Fast forward to last month, I got a new gig and stopped working for my husband. This new job gives me 3 times what I used to earn with my husband. He would check on me almost daily and started counting all the hours I was working. He's constantly asking, how much are you making this month? Remember, this is the first month with my new clients, so by the 3rd or 4th time, I asked him outright, why are you so concerned with how much I'm making? And he responds with, I think you should pay this month's rent, seeing as I've been taking care of it for 12 months. I was shocked. Like the whole rent, not even halfsies? I need to add that the rent is 2/3 of my first salary, and my salary is not fixed. I'm freelancing and invoicing an hourly rate. My husband is way more comfortable than me. He has lots of money stored in crypto. He has an apartment in Berlin that he rents out, a whole company, and he has savings. I have neither of those things and no savings to my name. I told him not to guilt me or corner me into paying for something that I didn't agree to. If you need help, let's talk about it. He started bringing up holidays, trips, etc. and threw everything in my face. Now, it's day 2, he's not speaking to me, and I honestly don't know what to do or say. So I need clarity and some advice.
Bro, run.
Wait,
don't
which
say
one?
this.
Who?
The girl, this is madness. Like, no matter how much money he has and how nicely he's treating you, this is not worth it. Jeez, bro. Like, you see, there are 2 types of rich dudes. The rich dudes who will take care of you and not care, and the rich dudes who will take care of you and care. You got the second, you got the latter, bro. That's not what you want. It's not worth it. Like, but like, you see, I could understand if they came from a point from the very get-go being like, we're going to do halvesies, percentages, whatever the fuck, But the fact that he said, I really want this, fuck it, I'll cover the cost. You said you will cover the cost, nigga. So you cover the cost.
Also, the cleaner, remember he said that?
So you cover the cost. You can't just be like, no, I don't want to do it. If you're going to do something, do it. You move into a situation in which both people are financially stable for it. Either because one person is going to take care of it all, or because you can both contribute equally to this situation, or whatever percentages you guys agree on. That is what you do. You don't go fucking taking a place that your wife literally can't do, and then imagine hiring her. This is why you don't mix business and pleasure. Imagine hiring her and then like not giving her a good amount of money because you don't pay rent. What does that have to do with the job?
Yeah.
This is why you do not mix business and pleasure. You do not work with your partner if you are incapable. If you are incapable of removing your personal situation from the business transaction. If you're going to work with your partner, you have to forget about she's not paying this much, she's not taking us on holidays, maybe I should cut down her cost. No, this is an employee. What are they worth? What value are they adding? And you pay them based off all that. Market value, worth, XYZ. You have to draw that line, you know? But he's like, no, you don't pay rent, you don't take us on holidays, I pay for this, I do that. Bro, you have an apartment in fucking Berlin that you're making rent from.
And a company.
You have a company that's giving you good money. Why are you crying? Like, if I understand, if he wanted a woman that was able to also contribute, don't be with her.
Or say it.
Be like, hey, I'm actually not comfortable with being the only person paying for this. I want someone that's going to do this. Are you willing to do that, or am I going to have to go away? That is the right thing to do. What you're doing right now is petty as fuck, sad as fuck, and frankly, sounds so bad. Like, no.
So here's the thing, right? Because I don't think that he's the type to like not be okay with covering things. I think this stems from him not liking that she's making more money. I think it stems from
But she's making less money than him.
She is, but the thing is, when she wasn't making much money, he was all like, oh, it's okay, I'll cover it, blah, blah, blah.
But he ended up being like, remember, even though she wasn't making money, he was like, oh, you pay for the cleaners. So...
Yeah, but I guess that was his way of like settling it once realizing like that rent is going to be like, it takes a huge chunk of his money. He's definitely greedy with his money. You can see that, right? That was red flag number one, going back on what he said. But I think that once she she got the job with him and he was kind of more in control of her income. But then once she left, started making more, and he started like all these like questions, like inquisition of like, oh, how much are you making now? How much did you make it last month? And then all of a sudden asking her to like pay the whole rent. I think it's more of like, she's kind of moving more towards like being more financially stable, and I don't think he likes that, because it's like she's not relying on him anymore. But
it doesn't even look like he even liked when she was relying on him. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants.
I feel like he likes the control and power over her.
Yeah, but at the same time, he still wanted her to pay for stuff.
I don't know.
He's stupid. He needs to stop.
Make up your mind.
What you need is just women coming through the door that you're having sex with, because clearly you don't want a relationship, because that's not how it works, fam.
I don't rate that. It's giving very much child. Like man child, because like, how are you going to say, I got it, I covered, don't worry about it, but you can't even like clean the house.
Nah, like when we moved up here, I was like, Nicoletta, you're covering X amount of Zed and I'm going to cover X amount of Zed. That is what it is.
But that's the thing, we came to an agreement together.
Exactly.
There was some debate around it, actually not that much, but still. And I feel like despite like, you know, you're making more than me, and I think we kind of came to an agreement that suited us both. So even if we're not paying equally half, you were like okay with that, and you're not like throwing it in my face every single month that like, but I'm paying more than you. Like, okay, but I'm not making that much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, am I the asshole for asking to use my roommate's butterflies?
Yeah, bro. I saw that title and I was like, we have to put this on, because I have no idea what the fuck the story is about.
What is this? Okay. I'm in college, and for an art basis, we had to paint abstract nature. I scheduled a day to hike on the mountain with my painting gear and find a turtle or something. Let nature inspire me. But come the day, it rains. So I stuck in my dorm wondering what I could do. My roommate breeds butterflies. Where I have a book stand, she has 10 tanks of chrysalises, cocoons, caterpillars, adult, everything you need. She's been doing it a while and is quite professional, so I figured I could paint one of those. I moved my chair next to one tank because there was huge, gorgeous green butterfly right in vision on a branch. The label said Adult Luna Moth. Not once did I touch the glass or disturb the insect. It didn't move the whole few hours painting I spent painting it. And I was so happy with the end. It looked beautiful. My roommate returned at night and saw the painting. She asked if that was her Luna Moth. I said, yeah, do you want a print of it? She flipped out at me saying I should have asked before painting one of her animals. Should I have? I didn't hurt or disturb it. She's not talking to me. I have no idea if I majorly overstepped. Someone please tell me.
What the fuck? What kind of madness is that? I'm like, yo, wait a minute. You didn't ask me to like, paint my butterfly that was just chilling there that I see every day, that you see every day?
In
like,
a glass
in
box?
a glass box that I didn't touch? Like, bro, she sees the butterfly every day. Literally, she sees the butterfly every fucking day. She's not touching the butterfly. What is painting going to do? Like, you know, like, I think, oh my God, this person's crazy. It sounds like a crazy person.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like she was like violently shaking the box or something. It was just, and if anything, painting is very like calm, quiet environment.
I think the person just has a problem that she's profiting, quote unquote, off her butterfly. I think that's what the real issue. I think that's the real issue.
I feel like she's treating the butterfly as like a pet or a child, and it's like, before you like do something like this, ask me.
No, I think it's because she's breeding the butterflies. She's not she's selling them or doing whatever. Ooh, you know,
okay.
Like, it doesn't sound like she's just having them just to chill.
Maybe she has emotional attachment.
Either way, that person's not in the wrong. It's just painting a fucking butterfly, bro.
I know, it's not that deep. But at the same time, think of it as like, I don't know, you're sharing a kitchen space with someone and then they use something of yours and you're not okay because they don't clean it properly or some bullshit like that.
I would understand, but it's using that thing. Okay, let's say it's like a spatula.
Yeah.
All right. The spatula is on the table. I look at the spatula. I paint the spatula. I then show you a painting of that spatula. You're like, wait a minute. Did you paint my spatula? And then they get mad at you. Now tell me, how does that sound?
That sounds fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, it sounds fucking ridiculous, doesn't it? It's the exact same thing. Because she didn't touch the butterfly.
Yeah.
She didn't even invade this. She just painted what she was seeing. Like, if she moved the butterfly, moved the tank to like make it to the butterfly literally stayed in the same place. So it's like me sitting on the couch and just staring at something, except I decide to paint as I'm staring at it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I was just trying to see as like,
no, you can't see from any other side.
No,
you can't see this from any other side. I think that person's crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I would have been like,
butterflies. Like, whoa.
I would have been like, oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I would love a print of my fucking butterfly that you painted. Cool.
Breeding for coin.
Oh my days. Some people are crazy, man.
On to the next story. Quite a short one. Am I the asshole for asking my partner to wash their hands?
Damn. Dirty. We got a dirty person in the house.
My partner feels uncomfortable washing their hands. They don't like soap or disinfectant gel, and in a way, I understand that, but I just don't feel comfortable knowing they went to the toilet, sat in a train, and onto the shop before touching my face, for example, without at least wiping their hands at some point throughout the day. Yesterday, we came home from the fair and where we spent a couple of hours, and because I knew they weren't going to wash their hands, I went over to them with hand gel and they got really cross. They told me it feels like I'm forcing them to wash their hands even though they don't want to and don't feel the need. When I tried explaining why I think it's normal to wash your hands whenever you've been out or have done certain things, they replied with, most people only wash their hands when they're really dirty or in obvious need, but I feel really gaslit when it comes to that. Isn't this basic hygiene? Am I being overly dramatic? I don't know and don't want to make my partner feel uncomfortable.
Please leave this person. That is a grown child.
Yeah.
That is not an adult. That is a grown child. That is a child. Please, in what day and age is basic human hygiene a bad thing? Maybe this comes from my like thing of needing to be very clean. Like I'm very like I like to like be
Especially
clean.
hands.
Especially like every time I leave this house or do anything, I wash my hands straight away.
Yeah.
Like I wash my hands so often, like it's ridiculous. Like how the fuck can you go about your dirty poopy hands? Putting your dirty poopy hands around the house, touching utensils, touching everything. Like, does that mean they don't like cleaning plates too, though? Because, like, the fuck, you know?
They wear gloves or something.
Is it like, what the fuck?
But then, how about when they like shower? Because
they just
do they shower often?
They must not, because the soap feels weird, bro. Like, no.
Also, how does soap feel weird? I'm so confused.
I don't care. Like, I can understand maybe you're sensitive, whatever, but at least
Buy sensitive soap.
do it like here and there, maybe like twice a day at least or something.
Oh my goodness, no.
You know, like middle of the day, end of the day. Just don't touch me.
I literally
if that were you, I'd like, and I was deciding to put myself through such a disgusting situation, I would be like, don't touch me. I will respect you and your weird, dirty, poopy hands, but do not touch me.
But would you actually? I don't think you could date that.
I couldn't.
God.
Absolutely
Holy
not.
crap.
But I would be like, don't touch me. Don't touch my remote. Don't touch anything I ever touch. Don't touch anything. You like until you wash your hands. Do not touch anything. Only touch your own stuff.
100%.
End of story.
100%.
Dirty poopy hands.
I feel like, she's like, they're probably the type of person to just be like, ew, like cleaning your butt or something. Like that'll get dirty. Like your hands are dirtier than your ass at this stage. Like
they're disgusting.
Fucking nasty.
That's fucking like. I'm looking at you right now. You're disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah, no, that's nasty.
Basic human hygiene.
I haven't really heard of that other than like children, because children tend to.
It's a grown child. Because kids are like, why are you making me do this?
Yeah.
You know, because they're not thinking about cleanliness.
Yeah.
They're just like, I just want to go do fucking whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't want to be doing this, you know? Because they're like, oh, you're wasting my time.
Yeah, and then they touch their like remotes and stuff with their Dorito hands.
You know, you know, like eating and then like fucking putting it everywhere. Nah. You know, they just be doing that shit. Dude, you're a grown ass man, you dirty ass motherfucker.
And the person doesn't sound like they have much fear of like touching different things, like
you know,
like dirt or
they're
whatever.
just touching everything.
Okay.
Type of guy that fucking eats chocolate, melts in his hand, and just walks around with it, touching his phone.
No. Oh, can you imagine their phone?
Disgusting petri dish.
Hell no. On to the last story of today. Here we go. Am I the asshole for getting mad at my wife's gender reveal prank and ruining the party?
Oh my God.
My wife is currently pregnant and we are proud parents of a 2-year-old girl. To be completely honest, this is an accidental pregnancy.
Oh,
I love
the first one or this one?
I think both. I love being a dad, but our marriage hasn't been good for a while.
Oh.
So we didn't mean to bring another child into it. So I'm getting the feeling both are.
Both are an accident. Damn.
Okay. We had a small gender reveal party at our house. There was a small cannon which was going to shoot out blue or pink powder. When my wife took the thing to aim it, she shot the powder all over me on purpose. I was pissed and just turned to glare at her. She immediately looked uncomfortable and tried to laugh. Everyone seemed put off by me not laughing, and a couple people told me to lighten up. I still didn't laugh and just stood there deadpan. I could see my wife getting more...
Actually, can't.
I could see my wife getting more and more uncomfortable. When we were away from the crowd, I asked why the fuck she would do that, and she got defensive and said it was a prank and she thought it would be funny. I told her she knows I don't like idiotic pranks and it wasn't. She demanded to know how I could just... It's not finished. Hang on. She demanded to know how I could just stand there like that and humiliate her. And I replied that I really don't care if she was humiliated because she chose to behave like that. She began to cry and said she wants to be in a relationship where they can play pranks and it wasn't a big deal. I've gotten a lot of shit from a few family members, especially her dad, about how I overreacted and made the party uncomfortable.
That scenario is so funny. Man, he's like, I don't like idiotic. He just said that was such an African statement. I don't like idioticness. Use your sense.
I was thinking of my dad as well. It's like he would not.
You know, but see the thing is, I think it's calm. Like, you know, it's like, especially at a party, it's like, oh yeah, yes, it's sticky, uncomfortable, especially because it's powder. If it was confetti, it's like, yeah, but powder is kind of like,
hey, at least it's not glitter.
You know. Oh yeah, glitter is never getting the fuck out. But you know, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of vexing. But at the same time, it's like, it's meant to be a joyous moment, you know, and it's like, it's kind of like the way, to be honest, I don't even know how you'd react. You know, like how like at wedding things that people put the cake on their face. I don't know. I feel like half of you, like it's a 50-50 switch. I feel like half of you is like, haha. The other half is like, I'm actually going to murder you. I'm actually going to murder you. It's like right now, I won't show it, but I'm going to kill you.
100%.
Because like all this makeup, all this whatever, and you ruin it.
I'd be so pissed.
I'd
be so pissed.
But I don't know if you'd show it straight away. I think it's a 50-50 coin flip.
No.
That it's like you're either gonna show it or you're gonna just like, I'm gonna wait. I'm really going to wait, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like for the sake of everyone there, just try not cause a scene.
Yeah, you know?
But like later it's like, I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of the scenario with the powder. But the thing is, I feel like if it was like a gender reveal party and was a little bit more casual, like if I was just wearing like what I'm wearing now, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, powder on me, haha. And I'd come running trying to hug you to like put the powder on me, right?
Be cute.
But like I could, like if you were wearing like a crisp white shirt that's very nice. Would you mind though? I don't think I think I'm like a joker anyway, so I don't really care, right? But I can see, like I can look from a different guy's point of view where it's like, let's say you're wearing something really nice because you're like, oh my God, it's my gender reveal party, all right, whatever, you know, whatever, or it's something expensive and it happens. I can see why it'd be vexing because powder, clothes, not good. But as I said, I'm a joker. I'm like, whatever. I'd mess up your shit too, you know. Slightly, mostly out of joking, slightly out of pettiness, you know. But it's like that kind of scenario. So like, I think he kind of took a little bit too much. Like once again, I would like to know what he was wearing. I feel like knowing what he was wearing would make me be able to justify his reaction or not. Yeah. Like I still think it's a little bit, but it would make me be able to come more to terms on his side, you know. But it seems like the entire thing himself was already vexing him because he's like, bro, I didn't even want that kid. Now I have this kid. And now you're making a whole mess by talking about this kid that I didn't even want. I feel like it was like a pylon thing, you know?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of inner frustration that he's letting out over this. Yeah, when he doesn't even want the kid.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even want that shit. And now I got its powder all over me.
Exactly. But I think, oh, come on, like, you're growing up. Like I feel like even if it's like a crisp white shirt, you're like you play along and then you pull your wife aside. You're buying me a new one.
Yeah, you're buying me a new shirt. Do you realize it's like this is Fendi? It's a Fendi shirt. This cost me $200. You're buying me a new shirt, right?
I get it. I get it.
Because like in the heat of the moment, she might be like, haha. But then she realized, oh shit, that's actually a nice shirt that he paid a lot of money for. You know, and like, you know, but once again, like you gotta have laughs as well, you know, especially since it's like the birth of your child, you know.
Yeah, but then again,
he doesn't want the child, you know.
Like there's just a lot going on with his emotions.
There's a lot piling up there.
It's a lot more than just powder.
Yeah, it's more than just the powder. The powder is like the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's it.
But there's a lot more than just the powder involved. But it's just funny because like it's like such a funny thing because he's just like, do you have no sense? Are you an idiot? I don't like idiotic
prank.
It's so African, bro. The way I just hear it, I heard that statement and I just thought of like me doing something, my dad being like, what's wrong with you? You know, because you think it's a joke, but it's actually not a joke. It's very serious.
Yeah. No, I think. Does everyone suck here though? That was the overall time. Does she really?
I think if I was to judge it, like not remove you on how you react. I think everybody does suck here. Yeah. I think it would have been calm if it was confetti. It would have been calm if it was something that does not stick to clothes, right? Yeah. Or stick to your face. Yeah. The powder sticking on you, it's especially on like, because I feel like even someone who is like the most fun person, if they're taking it very seriously because they're like, and I take it seriously that they're like, oh, this is really exciting to me because it's the gender of my thing and I really want to know. It kind of ruins the moment for them because it's like, depending on who they are, like it's like, oh, I have this sticky stuff on me and it's like, it's ruining for them. So I think she should talk about it more that way. But at the same time, as I said, like there's some leeways you gotta have, especially when someone that is your partner, the person who's literally conceiving your child, you know, and stuff like that. So I think I would agree that everyone does suck here, but I feel like
he sucks a bit more.
Sucks a little bit more because he's letting the whole thing, and I think like she sucks a little bit less because I think she was trying to do it in humor and in jest because I think she was just genuinely excited and she was like,
it's also like things are already bad enough,
you know. So, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, I do have to say that everyone does suck here. I think maybe a way to approach it would have been like letting him know beforehand or something.
So but that ruins it.
I know, but he doesn't seem like the type of person.
What should have happened is it should have been fucking confetti, and you should have shot confetti at him. It would have literally. This is why. Once again, gender reveal parties. Stop that. They're terrible, especially when they're doing the like. I think it's fine if you do it normally, but like with all these explosion stuff, stop that. No, don't you know, in America they're blowing shit up, setting shit on fire. Just Everyone, please. Confetti is the way to go. Pink or blue confetti. Yeah. Pink or blue confetti.
It didn't like one of the gender reveal parties in LA cause one of the biggest fires.
Yes, it did. Because fucking explosions.
Yeah.
Just confetti. No one can get mad over confetti on them. Push confetti on them. What are you gonna do? Oh my god, you hit confetti on me. Like it's really not that deep. They hit confetti on you in the club. Please stop.
Yeah, I know. That's true. I agree. Or like even do like the cupcakes that you
like you can put that cupcake on her face, and then just depending on how much makeup she has on.
She'll get pissed off. Don't do that.
Note to self: at the wedding, I'm gonna put cake on Nicola's face,
you're right.
And she will
running out of our wedding.
Die inside. To be honest, every time I see those clips of like the guys putting cake on the girl's face, I'm like, I know she hates that so much. But then I see the reverse of like the girl doing it to the guy, and I'm like, I would actually hate that. Because that's just so uncomfortable.
And it's like on your beard and it's sticky AF.
Like this is meant to be a happy day. You're just making it. Because it's not about, oh, you're making me look like a fool or it's messy. It's messy as fuck and sticky, and I have to go wash my face. And like, I understand it's meant to be cute, but it's like, in that moment, it's really not that cute.
But imagine, like, you have to wash your face, right? But I have like probably 2 tons of makeup on my face that took forever to do. And I have to wash my face. I'd fuck you up.
It's so funny, bro.
I actually would. No, I can't.
But yeah, no, I'm not risking my life. So
not on your wedding day.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, I could imagine the cake on my beard, cleaning that out. Oh my
Have your beard
literally
oiled
fucking 10 minutes spent in the bathroom, clean that shit up. I couldn't even enjoy the cake either. Ruining it. You're ruining it.
It's really not worth it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun story. Very nice discussing, as were the other stories. So, as usual.
As usual,
Very nice
hope you enjoyed our energy. Hope you enjoyed everything. So, have a good day. Have a good Sunday. And we'll see you next week.
Till next time.
Peace.